So folks often ask me exactly how many pens they should have. And I made this chart based off of my experience at working at Facebook and also working with many startups and watching them grow and noticing when pen issues affect their business. So if you are a startup and you're worth under $100 million, this is sort of the number of patents I would recommend. One is generally not enough because, as mentioned before, 50% or 50% of patents get invalidated. So you kind of need multiple to uh, it's called the bundle of sticks strategy. You kind of need multiple to enhance the value of your patent portfolio and enhance the probability that you'll be able to use them in favorable business outcomes. And so if you're worth more than $100 million, I would definitely file more patents given the risk to reward ratio. But if you're under, this is sort of the ballpark number of patents I think would be valuable for your business given the cost to uh, obtain them. The first question you should ask yourself is, are you a startup? Are you a company in a large market? Because if you're not, then I would just recommend skipping patents. It costs too much to get, and you will be unlikely to use them in the business outcomes I've talked about earlier. But if you are in a large market, then I would recommend up to 3 patents before we get to the rest of the slides. But up to 3 patents until you're around $100 million on your core competitive advantages. And this is just useful, again, to help you raise money, to help you kind of close deals, and also increase the perceived value of your company. You also can help deter others from suing you and have protection against copycats. But again, that is a much less likelihood of use of your patents than kind of helping you paint a story as to the growth of your business. The next question you should ask yourself is, are you a company with detectable technology, focused on detectable technology? Because if most of your value of your company is in building not low detectable innovations, then I would recommend not filing too many, just a few, because you won't be able to use them as much in the likely outcomes. If you have a highly detectable business, I would recommend filing more patents because the impact of each individual detectable patent is quite high. And so just increase it a little bit, and it would increase the value of your company quite a bit. The last question I would ask yourself is what industry you're in. So if you're in the pharma industry, you should have, I think, more patents than if you're in the hardware and software. I think you should have the least patents. And this is just by feel, based off of how valuable patents are to the business as part of a core strategy. And this is just my personal opinion. So what this comes down to is, if you're in the pharma industry, you might have about 15 to 20 patents. If you're in the software business, before you get really big, you might have 3 to 5 patents. And I would say that's the right balance to take given the cost it takes to obtain one. Now, of course, if you write your own patents or you somehow get the cost of obtaining patents down, then it may make sense to file for a few more.